We've got
Joseph, I'm
Montreal in
not
the
wearing your
house. Thank you
jacket.
so much for joining us, Montreal. And from everywhere, all over the world, we have a global audience here from Australia to South Africa to the North America region. We are excited to have you join us. I'm Mario Martinez Jr., the CEO and founder of Vengreso. Welcome to today's Digital Selling Strategies on LinkedIn webinar. We're excited to have you with us. You are in for a phenomenal 30 minutes of action-packed, jam-packed information. I will tell you right out of the get-go, you will not be able to absorb everything that we are going to teach you. And we cannot teach you everything that we know in 30 minutes. So you're going to want to make sure you stick around for the very end, where we can help you learn some additional information and especially answer additional questions in a different format. So a couple of housekeeping items I want to make sure you're aware of. On almost nearly every single slide that you're going to see, you will see a little Twitter bird. And in that little Twitter bird, you will see a URL that says tweetvengreso.com. Literally, all you have to do is type in tweetvengreso.com into your URL, and it'll automatically pull up a tweet for you. It is really super cool. It is super sexy. So please make sure you tweet away. And also, we want to make sure that you are aware that you want to stay till the very end of this webinar, because everybody who's joined live with us, you will have a unique opportunity to get a free gift that we are going to give you as part of the process to help you develop your personal brand. In addition, there is a Q&A tab that is located here in this webinar. It is somewhere on your screen. I believe it's down below. In that Q&A tab, we will be pounding away and answering all of your questions throughout the show here over the next 30 minutes. And if you do not get your question answered, or if you want additional information, no worries. At the very end, our Chief Sales Officer, Mr. Kurt Shaver, will take you through how we will be able to help assist you with answering additional questions. As I mentioned earlier, we can't teach you everything. Not in 30 minutes, not from the years and wealth of experience with hundreds of thousands of people that we've trained or talked to on social. So hang tight to the very, very end. Do not leave, because if you leave, you will not get your free gift, but also we have a message for you. And that is right here, which is your free gift at the very, very, very end. So ladies and gentlemen, you are with the Vengreso founding leadership team. The last thing I will say is I am not going to introduce each speaker right now. They will be introduced upon when they are called on to speak. And what I want you to do is take out your mobile devices, open up your LinkedIn application, and when any of us speak, please go ahead and connect with us. And you can send a personalized connect request message by hitting those little three dots in the upper right-hand corner. So Mario Martinez Jr. is up first, or right now speaking. Feel free to go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn. We are happy to receive your connection. So reminder, the very last slide you will want to stay for, and that is going to be your free gift to help you develop your personal brand. Up next, I want to introduce to you my friend, my partner, and fellow co-founder, Chief Marketing Officer for Vengreso, Bernie Borges. Bernie, take us away with our first digital strategy.
Thank you, Mario. And I want to talk about the importance of writing a compelling LinkedIn summary on your LinkedIn profile, so you can tell your story and attract more buyers to your LinkedIn profile. So what I want to do is I want to run through 10 specific tips on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile with some concentration on your summary. And I'm not gonna talk you through the words, I'm gonna show it to you. So if you look at this gentleman here, this is an excellent example of a LinkedIn profile. Starting with the very top of his profile, he has a custom banner that he's uploaded. Now, if you don't know how to create a custom banner, just visit our blog, vengreso.com/blog, and we have some articles there that explain how to do that. Now, you'll notice that in the upper right of his banner, he has his company logo, which of course has messaging and contact information. In the upper left, he has some key messaging about his brand. Now, let's go to his LinkedIn headline. Notice that it starts with a verb. He is providing custom solutions, and he goes on to explain the types of custom solutions that he provides, and it's very clear who he is serving. Now, notice that he also has more than 500 LinkedIn connections. Now, friends, if you don't have more than 500 LinkedIn connections, I encourage you to be actively engaging on LinkedIn and growing your network, because that is a public number that is displayed on your LinkedIn profile. It caps at 500. It just simply shows 500 plus. Now let's get to the meat of what I want to cover with you, and that is your summary. First of all, make sure that you have a summary. This is so often overlooked, and it's a mistake to overlook it. You get 2,000 characters to write a summary. This is where you can tell your story. We recommend at Vengreso that you start with a call to read. That's the top line. Essentially, it's a headline that invites the person visiting your profile, reading your summary, to actually read your summary. Write your summary in short paragraphs. Use keywords that are relevant within your industry, relevant to your target buyer, but also those keywords are going to help you get discovered when someone is doing a search within LinkedIn. Make sure that you write your summary from the lens of your buyer. Do not write your summary as a resume. Make sure you write it through the eyes of your target buyer. Speak their language and the solutions you deliver to them. Include your contact information, make it easy for them to contact you. Include rich media that you can simply repurpose from your company. And last but not least, just overall, think of your LinkedIn profile and your summary in particular as a resource, not your resume, but a resource that's going to invite more sales conversations with you. That's all I want to cover. That's all I have time. So Viv, I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bernie. So yeah, the tip that I want to share with you today is one that I found particularly useful when it comes to getting my prospects, getting the people who are looking at my LinkedIn profile to actually reach out to me. So I'm a big fan of inbound marketing when my prospects reach out to me, so I don't have to do any cold calls. So my tip is use a calendar link. The one I happen to use is calendly.com, but there's a bunch out there. There's Appointly, Schedule Once, Time Trade. So you might already be using a calendar tool. If you're not, think about it. Now, where do you put these calendar links, right? You can put them, of course, in your profile, just what Bernie was talking about. Put them in your summary section, and you can even put a call to action. Hey, you want, free 15-minute consultation session with me? Awesome. Copy and paste this link into your browser, because right now summary section links aren't hyperlinkable. LinkedIn, can you please change that for us? You can put it in your experience section. A place where you can put it where it becomes a hyperlink is in your website section. So I'll show you that in just a second. Some other areas that you can add some of these links to are coming up on my screen any second now. There we go. In your messages. So when you're engaging with people on LinkedIn, you're sending them a message. Maybe you haven't talked to some folks in LinkedIn for a while. So you're going through your connections and, oh my gosh, I totally need to talk to this person. Kyle Racky, a friend of ours, here's a link to my calendar. Let's schedule a time. So you can re-engage, but really re-engage, not just through LinkedIn, but through actual conversation. In connection requests, how exciting is this? We can add links again to connection requests. Having said that, you don't want to say, hey, book some time to meet with a complete stranger. Get to know them first, which we'll be talking about later. In your welcome messages, after you've connected to someone, you want to follow up with a welcome message. Guess what? You can put a link in there now to book a time with you. Outside of LinkedIn, you can put your calendar link in your email signature. I use wisestamp.com. It's an easy way to create a great looking signature, and you can put your calendar link in there. Also outside of LinkedIn, put a calendar link in your blog post, or within LinkedIn, put a link in Publisher. Let's go to the next slide because I want to show you how this works. So on your websites on LinkedIn, you can literally say, book some time with me and put your Calendly link, your Time Trade link. I went to GoDaddy and bought timewithviv.com. And then I just point it to my Calendly link. So when you go to timewithviv.com, you can get a free 15-minute session with me. And I put that in my websites on LinkedIn. The other thing, which is really cool, and I'd love to hear from you if this starts to work for you, but put that link in your publisher posts. Because if someone has invested the time to read through your whole post and they're loving what you're writing and they're loving what you're talking about, let them talk to you. So put that calendar link in there. And again, the reason we do this is because it makes it easy for people to book time with you on their time. And you don't have to play that phone, email, bingo. You can just bam, book the time that's convenient to them, and that's convenient to you too. So that's all I have to share with you. Up next is Mario Martinez, our CEO.
Thank you very much, Vivica. Fantastic tips there. I appreciate that. So I have the privilege of getting to talk to you about this particular tip, and that's leveraging your alma mater to be able to connect with your targeted buyers, anybody that you're looking to build a relationship with, to network with, to do client acquisition, client retention. And this is one of my favorite elements in terms of leveraging this technique. And this is certainly something that I think you're going to appreciate as well. One of the things that you're always looking for in sales is the opportunity to be able to connect with somebody as quickly as possible, to develop that common interest, that common ground, and that bond. Well, no better way than to leverage one of the strongest ways to convert a cold connection into a warm one very quickly by leveraging the same school that you may have gone to. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you search, you drill down to find your ideal buyers by titles and or within the companies. And then you want to make sure that you engage with those particular buyers and get on the radar screen. Another hidden secret or tip is follow that individual on LinkedIn. It sends them a notification saying that you're actually following them. And in addition, there's liking content, but don't just like. Get out there and engage with that particular content. Tag that person, comment on that person. And you may not understand how to do these searches and how to find these people, and that's okay. There's something that's called Boolean search strings. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry. At the end, Kurt Shaver will actually take you through what we can do to help you learn some of these elements to actually laser focus and narrow in on your particular buyer. Make sure that you reach out and connect with people that have a common ground, which is the same school. And always, 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 I love what our Chief Learning Officer says, take every online conversation to an offline discussion, right? So we want to make sure that you're moving these conversations and from online to offline, and that you're picking up the phone, meeting these people face to face. So if you're not sure how to do this, in the upper, in the top of your screen on LinkedIn, if you're looking at it, you will see this white bar. And in this white bar, you're going to click on the magnifying glass. When you click on the magnifying glass, it'll bring up the new search page in LinkedIn. On the far right-hand side, way at the bottom on the right-hand column, there's a little area called schools. And all you have to do is input your school's name and hit enter. And it'll bring up now the ability to be able to do searches on that particular school that you went to. There is also another way to do it. And that is by going directly to the university's page itself. And as you see here, we're on Pace University, their particular page. And if you drill down into it, you could actually see this white bar right above 56,246 alumni. There's a white search bar. You can search by titles like CIO, VP of Sales, VP of Marketing in your local area and attended the school in a specific time frame, and it starts popping up all the different profiles, and that's a sure way to be able to create some level of engagement. So those are my tips for today, and now I want to hand it off to our Chief Digital Officer, Phil Gerbishak.
Hey, thanks so much, Mario. Well, I hope everybody's learning a lot of great stuff today. We've got even more to share with you. Make sure you stick around for that free gift at the end, because we're going to add value, just like my tip is. My goal, and this is really how I've built my business, is all about adding value. Not about being the loudest person, but being the most valuable person. You want to make everything that you share relevant to your audience by adding, why did you share it? Why did you share what you did? So let's step through that. What the heck does that mean? Add value, not volume. So when you share, right, first it's relevant content, right? It's got to be relevant to your audience, relevant to those people that you want to talk to you, that you want to attract to you, those people that you're trying to work with. You want to make it really relevant because you need to understand what matters to those buyers, right? Not every article is going to matter to everybody, and that's perfectly normal. But it should matter to somebody. Know who it is, expect who that is, and then add your 2 cents. Really simple here. Think about, why does this matter? Why am I sharing this? Is it just because Vengreso said they should share it? I hope not. I hope it's because strategically you want to add some value to people's lives, that you want to show that you're the subject matter expert. And this aids in your credibility. The more that you share relevant stuff, the more you're seen as that credible expert. Now that's great, but now you got to go one step further. You want to talk about engaging, right? Check your notifications first and foremost. Think about when people take the time to like, comment, or share your stuff, most people just ignore that. Oh, that's nice. But instead, I want to encourage you, take it another step further. Actually thank them. Say, hey, thanks, Bryn, for commenting on my post. Hey, thanks, Bernie, for that great bit of feedback. Hey, Kurt, thank you very much. And if you read something and somebody else posts something about it, start a conversation. Tag them at Mario Martinez Jr. Hey, Mario, you posted something about this last week. What do you think about this one? Start those conversations. Get them going. Add your 2 cents. Always add value, not volume. So now we're going to show you a post and what that really looks like. If you look at this post, you'll see, first of all, on the bottom, 48 likes and 11 comments. Holy cow. You want to engage with those people. Everybody who comments has taken time. Give them a bit of yours. And then in the post, be humble, share what you have, and then don't be afraid to tag someone. You'll see Alice Hyman is tagged here. This is allowing you to piggyback on her audience and then make it really relevant. Sometimes you even want to include some hashtags, because that'll get you even more search. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Chief Learning Officer, Bryn Tillman. Bryn.
Thanks so much, Phil. I'm excited to talk about one of my absolute favorite tips on LinkedIn, which is how do you leverage your network to get more referrals. LinkedIn is the only tool in the world that allows you to see your connections. It's like a view into their address book. And we're going to talk about ways now that we can start to leverage LinkedIn in order to get more referrals from our network. So on the next slide, we're going to start with the first thing we have to do is identify. Now, we've heard these search strings or Boolean search strings a couple of times. An example here is marketing or sales and director or VP. That will produce a list of my targeted buyers. The key and the magic when we do a search like this is to choose second-degree relationships, because that's going to produce a list of people that I have a shared connection with. And with the right strategy, we can leverage those relationships to get warm introductions. The next thing you have to do is ask. This is by far where most salespeople get stuck. I have my list. Now what do I do? Well, I'm going to show you in just a moment a simple template that you can use to get more warm introductions. But these are real people at the other side of the computer, right? We have to treat these relationships like normal relationships. So, for example, yes, we can ask through LinkedIn, but one of my best introductions ever was from one of the moms of my kids' friends who happened to know the exact buyer that I was trying to get in front of. And I hopped on Facebook and I IM'd her because that was my relationship. So you can text message people, you can email them, however you would normally have that conversation. Don't let the idea of social selling intimidate you. These are just normal relationships that we're looking to leverage. So make sure that you ask. And then you want to make it easy. You want to make sure that when we're asking for these introductions, people are happy to help, but if they have to think too much about it, sometimes it gets in the way. So our next slide will show you just a basic template that can help you identify, help you leverage your network through a message that lets them understand what you're looking to do. So something like, I hope this note finds you well. I'm not sure if you know, but I'm leveraging LinkedIn to grow my network. And I noticed that you're connected to Vivica Van Rosen and Vengreso, and I was hoping you could help me out. If you could kindly make an introduction, just copy us both in an email or a LinkedIn message. I can take it from there. So we make it simple and we give them the directions. And then to make it easier, I've included a short paragraph below that you're welcome to copy and paste. And in this paragraph, you want to speak as the third party in the voice of the person making the introduction. So I'd like to introduce you to Bryn Tillman, Chief Learning Officer at Vengreso. I thought it might make sense for you to connect because she does all these really cool things with LinkedIn and digital sales, right? So you write that paragraph and then you make it really simple to get those warm introductions from your shared connections. So Kurt, you're up next. Oh, we can't hear you.
You're
Yep.
on mute.
You are no longer at mute.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks, Bryn. So our sixth strategy has to do with finding the right content on LinkedIn and then actually engaging on it. And there's a couple of different ways. So Phil talked about how to share valuable content from the get-go. So what I'm talking about now is actually finding and really reacting to what somebody else has already posted, what they shared, what they started. And for this example, I'm going to actually show you some screenshots from the LinkedIn mobile app. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Well, first reason is we're probably all, just running around with this absolutely attached to our arm. But also we'll see at the end why it's got some values over the browser. So what you're looking at now on the left side of the screen, again, is a representation where I just went into my LinkedIn app on the phone. I typed in the topical word big data. Let's assume that's a hot topic for what I sell, and I want to see who's talking about big data. Now, the key here is when you do a search on LinkedIn, there's a lot of categories. There's people, there's jobs, there's companies. In this case, I'm interested in a post. In other words, I am searching for content that is using the term big data. And you can see, boom, I've landed one because there on the screen is the topic, why you need big data management platform. So what I want to do is, now I could go in and engage with that with a like or a comment of my own, but what I really want to focus on here is a little bit more of a prospecting technique. So rather than just inbound marketing by showcasing my brilliance with a comment, I want to see who else is engaging on this content. So here in the middle, we can see the first place I'm going to start is with these 15 commenters, because the commenters are the most engaged in the sense that they thought something up in their brain and went finger to keyboard. And we can see right off the bat, the very first person who could be a prospect, he mentions two other people and they're hyperlinked there that also could be prospects. I'll click on their names, I'll look at their profile. Maybe it's somebody I want to connect with, right? So that's just a great way to be prospecting. But 15 commenters, let's look at those likers, 254 likers. Now, part of the reason that I wanted to demonstrate this on the mobile app is because for some weird reason, the LinkedIn mobile app shows you the relationship of those likers. The browser app doesn't show you the relationship. So to me, it's really important from a prospector to know, okay, the people that are liking this content around a key topic for my business, am I connected to them? Are they second level? So somebody I'm connected to is connected to them? Are they totally off the grid, right? Are they a third level connection? So again, I can peruse that. I can just scroll it very quickly. I can look at headlines, titles. I can see, are these people I want to connect with? Are they prospects? Are they influencers? Are they customers? So again, it's a tremendous way, whether you just want to comment to showcase your expertise and contribute to the conversation, or you just want to use it as a prospecting technique. Gang, there's almost 300 people here that engage on something that I might have an interest in, right? Doesn't get much better than that. So that's why I love searching for keywords on LinkedIn mobile. All right, so those are the things that we learned, right? We kind of went through a really quick run through of 6 techniques, 6 tactics that you can use on LinkedIn to help drive your business. So Bernie talked to us about the profile, focusing in on the summary. What are you gonna do with those 2,000 characters to tell your story? Then Viv talked about how you can actually have people seek you out and book appointments on your calendar using one of the calendar applications. Mario came in and talked about leveraging, hey, if you spent 4 or 5 or like my nephew, 6 years at a university, then you want to learn how to leverage that investment, and you can do it now with your professional network. Phil talked about sharing that valuable content, right? It's value, not volume. And then Bryn talked about referrals, and you saw there where she had a specific template to make it super easy for people to introduce you to their network and just really shrink the sales cycle by leveraging off the trust and credibility that that common connection has. And then finally, I talked to you about leveraging the content search on LinkedIn, both for engagement as well as for prospecting techniques. So a lot of stuff coming at you real fast. So hopefully you learned some things here, but there's probably a lot of people on right now that are sort of wondering, yeah, that's great. But what if I want to learn more than just these 6 things that happen, right? So you might be thinking things like, wow, Bernie, great information on the profile, but I'm not exactly a writer. I'm not sure how to actually put all that information in there. Or you heard this one a lot. Boolean search string. What the heck is that? Everybody was talking about Boolean search strings. Well, understanding Boolean search strings are absolutely key to you using the advanced features of LinkedIn to zero in on your exact high profile targets among the 500 million people on LinkedIn. So you want to know how to do that. And then we had a lot of talk about the content and engagement piece. Now, the two most common questions we all hear on content are, what types of content should I be sharing and how often should I do it? Well, guys, we can't cover it all here in a 30-minute session, obviously. So what you saw today was just some of the tips are mentioned, but we didn't demonstrate how to use them, and we didn't give you a chance to actually do it, and we didn't answer any of your questions. So if you want to learn more, we've got an option for you for doing that. So I'm going to tell you about a program we have, which is the Vengreso Social Selling Bootcamp. This is an all virtual program. It's a 4-week program that trains you, shows you exactly how to do these things, gives you the opportunity to ask all the experts you see here on the screen questions, and it really is going to help you turn these tactics and lessons into actual productive business and new clients. So I'll talk to you a little bit about what are the components of this program. So the first thing that you have is a playbook, right? And the playbook includes the things, the instructions, it includes the exercises. It's going to guide you through this on a step-by-step basis. Then you're going to have video tutorials that actually show you how to do it. So you're going to see screen captures of people narrating, walking through LinkedIn so that you can actually see how these things are done, and then you can put them in practice yourself. The next part of that is the templates. Again, a lot of people say, hey, we're not writers, we're not sure what to say. So whether it's a profile, whether it's an introduction message, whether it's an outreach, or how do you accept an inbound invitation, we're going to give you a set of these pre-written templates that are very easy to customize and save you hours and hours of professional communication. And then the last part, the most important part, is you are going to get live, just like this, live, people. It's not one of these boring on-demand things that put you to sleep and you go halfway through and then you quit and you're worried about wasting the money. No, this is live people. We're going to talk. You can ask us questions. It's going to be in the situation. So we're going to have 4 of those sessions, 1 a week for the 4-week session. So if that sounds interesting to you, right, one of the things you might be thinking about now is, okay, well, what have other people done, right? What am I going to get out of this? And here's just 3 examples of testimonials from people that have gone through this virtual 4-week boot camp and what they've had to say about it, right? So the first person, I love this story. When they sent this one to me, I was like, wow, that's going in the testimonial. So this person won a 6-figure contract that all started with a 5-minute exercise that they did in the very first week. I mean, talk about ROI, right? 6-figure payoff in the very first week from a 5-minute exercise. The next person told us that 2 months after graduating the boot camp, they were getting 90% of their business and their leads through LinkedIn. And then those are both individual contributor comments. The last comment down there is from a sales manager that put their whole team through this. And what she said was that, okay, their people are growing their network, their people are sharing valuable content, and most importantly, they are booking more appointments. So guys, more at-bats means more runs. That means more sales. So these are some of the lessons that you get out of it. Okay, so if you're kind of thinking about this now, then the next question is, well, what's involved, right? What's my investment to pull this off? Well, there's a couple things you've got to invest. The first thing is you've got to invest your mind, which is you've got to be prepared to shift the way you're doing business now and adapt to how the modern buyer wants sellers to behave. And so that's just getting into the whole social selling mindset and kind of thinking about how you can use LinkedIn to benefit your prospecting. The next thing, which I've kind of already alluded to, is you're going to be investing time. So each week, you're going to need to invest about 90 minutes. Now, 30 minutes of that is going to be your own self-study. It's pre-work where you're looking at the exercises, the lessons. You might be customizing the template. You might be loading one of these time calendar things that Viveka talked about. And again, this is all handheld through you by those video tutorials. And then the other 60 minutes is going to be the live session where you're going to get all the people up here to help you put those lessons into practice. Now, the last piece of it is the money part, right? So what's your investment in money to do this? Well, it's going to cost $500 per person for you to invest in this 4-week program to build real habits. Now, just to put that in context for you, a private one-on-one coaching session with any of the Vengreso founders here is going to cost you individually $500 a piece. That's just one expert for 1 hour. You're going to get 6 experts for 4 weeks for $500 in this group training scenario. So it's really the most economical and convenient way to learn LinkedIn to grow your business. So those are the really elements of how you can use it. Let's go on to the final slide. Final slide till we give you your gift. Stick around, we still have your gift for you, right? But in terms of why might you want to join this class, it's starting September 19th. So 3 reasons. Obviously, it's going to position you with those new lead generation skills, position you to finish the year strong. Also, I'm sure you're just as busy as us. You're filling up your September, October calendar right now. Anyway, you know you're joined, you can block out that time. And finally, hey, we got a bonus gift for you. If you're the kind of person that can make a decision within the next 48 hours and register in August, then we're going to reward you guys by giving you an extra bonus. And that bonus is the LinkedIn profile audit. Now, this is a program we sell online. You can go to the Vengreso website and see it. We sell it, retail price, $97. You can go buy it at any time. We're going to give that to you as an extra bonus if you sign up for the Social Selling Bootcamp by the end of the month, which is just 48 hours from the live broadcast of this event. So August 31st, if you guys sign up between then, you're going to get this extra at $97 value. You've got the URL down in the bottom. I think one of my colleagues will probably paste this up into the chat window. So again, those are the elements of it. The audit will help you see what your profile is from a starting point, and just a great baseline to apply the new skills you're going to learn in week 1 about how to really upgrade your profile. So you're going to get the playbook and the audit if you register this month. Okay, guys, we promised you a gift, so let's go ahead and get to the gift. The gift that we're going to give you guys is the LinkedIn Symbols and Emojis ebook. And this is really going to help you enhance both your LinkedIn profile. You can dress it up a little bit, right? Maybe you want to put some bullet points in there. Or you want to put some symbols in there, right? Maybe you need to do a listing there with like little golden unicorns, whatever it happens to be. So this is a great resource for kind of getting these things. We're going to send that to everybody that's registered here. You can use that playbook, and also in the messages. So again, we'll be talking a lot about templates. These are great things to just differentiate you, make you look a little bit more professional than the average person, and give you that competitive reach. So gang, that's it. I'm going to leave the slide here with the final input of the Social Selling Bootcamp. I know we're right up against our half-an-hour commitment here, so I'm going to turn it back to our CEO and the host for this event, Mario Martinez Jr., to wrap it up.
Thank you very much, Kurt Shaver, and job well done to everybody. Hopefully you learned something of value out of this digital sales strategies webinar and the 6 different folks. Remember to connect with all of us on LinkedIn, and here on this final slide is vengresobootcamp.com. Feel free to go there. If you have any questions and you want to speak to somebody about this, just go to the person that referred you to this webinar. We want to thank you for joining us. And until the next month's webinar, we'll see you soon. Keep on selling through digital.
Thanks, everyone. Woo!